Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. I'm Gav Blacksburg, aka Wolf Financial, and I'm here today with Evan from Stock Market News, and we're going to be talking about a really important topic, which is the investing advice that I wish I had in the beginning of my career. I have worked at firms like Goldman Sachs. I've helped manage several billion dollars across multiple firms, and I've made hundreds of mistakes. Here's the things that if I knew early in my career, definitely could have done better with. Let's start out with number one, when to sell. There's three reasons to sell stock. You met your goal, fundamentals changed, found a better opportunity. Stay away from the emotions, right? Some people think, oh, I got to sell because it had a down day. I got to sell because it had an up day. I got to sell because my neighbor told me to. I got to sell because I saw an article. Avoid emotions and critique and other pieces and stick to your goals. Understand the fundamentals. Any quick comments on this one,
Yeah,
Evan?
I think the biggest thing for me to add on this is when you go into a trade or into an investment is to kind of have that plan of what you're looking for at the end. And it doesn't have to go exactly to that pathway, but if you change, I think as you said there, it should be for a logical reason and not an emotional one. So, I agree with this.
Absolutely. All right. Number two is how long to hold. This is something that a lot of people don't understand when they first start investing, but the S&P 500 has never ever lost money in any 20-year period. What does this mean? Stop trying to time the market when it comes to investing. Trading is a whole separate thing, but for investing, people think that they're going to outsmart the market. Oh, the market went up, 10% already this year in 2 months. I better take all my money out. Well, what if it has a 20% year? Oh, the market went down 5%. It's looking bad this year. Let me take my money out. Well, what if it rebounds next month, right? Understand time frame and how investing for the long term historically is proven to be beneficial. Let's roll right into number three. Number three goes in the same area. It's your time horizon. This is important, right? You only want to invest money that you can afford to lose. Why? Because if you lock up all your money and something does happen in the market and there's a drastic drop, how are you going to pay rent? How are you going to pay for food, right? General rule of thumb, if you don't need money for 10 plus years, it doesn't matter what the stock market does today. Get it into the stock market. If you need the money in the next 3 to 5 years, don't 100% invest it into stocks. You can use money market funds. They're yielding 4.25% right now, right? You can use a number of other tools, bonds, real estate. There's a whole bunch of different pieces, but you don't invest, then choose a time horizon. You choose the time horizon, then you invest. Any comments on those last 2 points, Evan?
Yeah, what your time horizon will kind of really pick even within stocks what you're going. So if you have 3 to 5 years, you might go for a dividend stock. And you mentioned money market funds might even take it out of the market, as opposed to someone with 10 plus years who might be in that aggressive growth or just indexing or whatever. So time horizon is extremely important. Going over to the next one though, I think starting early is a really great one as well. Money compounding over time, the more time it's in there, the more time it's going to compound and keep growing and keep building on itself. So, investing 100, everyone kind of says, what do I need? How much do I need to get started investing? And the truth is, there's no minimum amount. Fractional shares let you go in for whatever you want, but just the earlier you start, the more time your money is compounding, the greater the growth is going to be, the greater that interest is working for you.
Absolutely. We also have a quick message from the handy dandy wolf dog that's with us today. Wave hi to the camera. And she says, if you are enjoying this, please do go ahead and like the video. Look at how cute this face is. Can you not like this video after seeing this? Make sure that you're liking the video in order to make sure that more people see this. The more people like this video, the more people that can learn and learn about these incredible lessons, which we are covering. So, like you said, starting early is huge. Rolling into number five, though, investment style. Different styles work for different people. There is no one way that works for everyone. You can start out with something like John Bogle pioneered with index funds. Those are super easy. They just track indices, right? It's a simple way to often becoming a millionaire. If you want to go a little bit more advanced, there's individual stocks. And then within that, there's different types, right? There's day trading, there's swing trading, there's long term holds, different styles. You got to figure out what works for you. The goal, though, is to not have to lose a bunch of money to find it. So I recommend you take advantage of free resources like Investopedia, YouTube, Twitter, and a bunch more, like our YouTube channel right here, to learn about these things so that you can learn from other people's experience, not have to make mistakes yourself, take the costly way, right? Let's take into number six, which is the same kind of thing, but it's talking about understanding your investments, right? If you're going to invest in an individual stock, you better know that business. You better understand the governance, the fundamentals, the technicals, right? Roll through their balance sheet, their income statement, their cash flow. If it's an index fund, which stocks are within it, right? Is it tracking the S&P? Is it tracking the Qs? Just know what you're buying. You don't just want to throw money at something because someone else told you to, or because it's like having a green day or having a green year event. You really want to have an understanding. Can you relate to that, Evan?
100%, this is a great piece of advice, and the one thing that I'd wanna add on top of it is also taxes. Taxes is something that not a lot of people go in and consider, especially when they get started investing, and if you can understand your tax implications and ways you can get that down, I think that could be a really great way you can extend this and make more money in the long term, but I 100% agree with this, and then moving over to the next one, number 7, price isn't everything. Price can tell you a lot, but if you are on social media, you could see a stock goes up 20%, and then after that, everyone is bullish. And then the stock goes down 20%, and then after it's down 20%, they're bearish. But what about before the trade actually happens? I think this goes into the underlying of everything we've been talking about above, and not having price be the reason you get in, but the underlying fundamental reason or case that you can kind of base that off of and judge, is it doing good? Are we continuing? Is this what I want to see in the long term?
Absolutely. Yeah. Price isn't everything. Like you said, Brian Shannon likes to say only price pays, but that is for the day trading mindset as well. When it comes to these long term investments, people look at sometimes and say a $100 stock must be better than a $10 stock. Well, not necessarily. Or if something moves X amount dollars in a day, right? You have to actually dig in and see what's going on here. You got to look at market cap, right? You got to look at your goals, your time horizon, a whole bunch of pieces within this. A lot of lessons to be learned. Coming into number 8, I like this one for beginners. You can always progress from this. But I tweeted this the other day. I said, imagine how much money you would be making if you invested in things that you use every day, right? Apple, Google, Amazon, right? We've been using these things for years and years and years, and the stocks have just kept going up. So I've got some examples on the screen here. I think that these relate well and it's just an easy concept to understand, right? Look at what you're investing, what you're using, and invest in some of those. Number 9, this is key. Understand the financials. Investing in companies you use is a great beginning way, but you got to sort through them, right? You may use some companies like Wish, for example, that are cool for getting nice little cheap products, but not a great long term investment. So, actually starting to understand financials, things like free cash flow, there's great, great videos about this on YouTube that'll break everything down and teach you how to become an expert at analyzing these. And then I'm just going to come into one or two more, and then I'll get your comments on these, Evan. Number 10, I put here a thread. You can find it on the @wolf_financial Twitter. And this shows you how to actually simplify the 3 major financial statements: balance sheet, income statement, cash flow. Once you understand those, you can really become an adept investor. And of course, number 10, the best investment of all is sometimes one that you already own. And this is a hard concept for people to sometimes understand. Let's say you got into Tesla several years ago, you went up 200% on the stock, and you said to yourself, I'm already up a couple 100%. I can't imagine adding to this. That does not have to be the way it is. Sometimes there's more room. Take a look through your own portfolio and make sure that you're not missing opportunities to add to right in there. So, TLDR on everything I just stated is listed right here on the screen. Evan, any final comments on these key valuable lessons for people to use?
Yeah. So first of all, fantastic video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give the video a like, subscribe to our channels, and leave a comment. But I just think all this stuff is really great, and you should start implementing some of it. We kind of talked about ways you can get started, and if you can learn from the mistakes of others, it's really hard, but you will save yourself so much money. I personally was not able to do that. So what I kind of just did is I risked really small amounts of money because paper trading or paper investing for me just didn't give the psychological aspect of it. So just going ahead and playing with small amounts and really kind of learning these things for myself was kind of the strategy that worked for me. And a lot of these stuff are stuff that I know now and wish that I knew a couple years ago when I had just started. So I appreciate the video and agree with all of it.
Love it. One more time, the wolf pup has made her return. She's waving at the camera and she says to please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this, and we'll be back soon with more content.